Well, there's your Rondale Moore replacement. The Falcons are signing wide receiver and return specialist Jakeem Grant. We're going to break it all down on today's episode, get you guys familiar with the newest member of the Atlanta Falcons. But if you're looking for a one-word reaction to this signing, my one word, speed. The guy is fast. He's an absolute track star. Tom Pelissero, the first one to tweet it out, saying, veteran return man Jakeem Grant is signing with the Falcons on a one-year deal per sources. A two-time second-team All-Pro, Grant is coming off consecutive season-ending injuries, but he's been dynamic when he's on the field. More speed for Atlanta. So we're going to tell you everything you have to know about the newest member of the Atlanta Falcons, and hopefully that speed is still with Jakeem Grant after suffering some injuries the last 2 years. But when breaking news happens, you know we're going to get you a video. So make sure to subscribe so you do not miss a thing when it comes to your favorite team, the Dirty Birds. Now, let's talk about Jakeem Grant. So, he was a 2016 draft pick by the Miami Dolphins. He would eventually get traded from the Dolphins to the Bears. He was a Pro Bowl returnman for the Bears back in 2021. Then, to start the 2022 year, he joins the Cleveland Browns. He unfortunately suffers, I think it was a torn Achilles, in August of 2022. So he misses all of 2022, spends that year rehabbing, getting back, getting healthy. And then to open up 2023 preseason, this is how cruel it is. I think it was the very first kick return of the 2023 preseason. Jakeem Grant suffers a season-ending knee injury. So we have missed him the last 2 years coming off major knee and lower leg injuries, which for a guy that makes his money with his speed is definitely concerning and worth looking into. But if he has kicked rehab's ass for a second straight time and he's got his speed back, I've got no issue with this signing at all. There's definitely no coincidence that the Falcons lose a major speedster on offense in Rondale Moore and quickly replace that with Jakeem Grant. Now, like I was just saying, Rondale Moore suffered that season-ending knee injury earlier this week. The Falcons play their first preseason game. Didn't see a lot of inspiring stuff from the wide receiver unit outside of one big play from Chris Blair, which was after a fumble from himself. We also didn't see Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Ray McLeod. So the top three guys aren't on the field. But this is the Falcons wide receiver room that a lower-level UDFA player has a good chance of sneaking on their roster because it's just not that deep of a wide receiver room altogether. I do not think that adding Jakeem Grant is the solution to Atlanta's need at wide receiver. Jakeem Grant, I think, is an excellent special team signing. If he regains his speed, that's what the Browns signed him to do. That's what he's been a Pro Bowl and an All-Pro player for. He's a return specialist. So I think they probably saw the special teams tape from their first preseason game and realized, wow, look around the rest of the NFL. A lot of teams are starting out at the 30 to 35-yard line, and we are not really taking advantage of these new kick return rules, which are designed to benefit the return man. So they go out and get another return specialist to probably pair with Ray McLeod, or because of Rondale Moore's injury, they're looking at their wide receiver room, and all of a sudden Ray McLeod now has a much larger role on offense, so they got to pull him back on special teams. And because of that pullback, they got to replace him with a guy like Jakeem Grant. So we'll share more on this signing in just a brief moment. But first, if you want to get started with our friends at Game Time to get $20 off Braves or Falcons tickets, listen up. Game Time has an awesome deal for our great viewers. When you go to Game Time and download the app, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase when you use code CHATSPORTS. Terms apply, of course, but download the Game Time app today because they offer such great deals, like flash deals where you can get great in-app savings on exclusive zones and areas of a stadium. Plus, they offer the Game Time guarantee, which is if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So don't waste any more time. Download Game Time today and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. But check them out today. Download the Game Time app. Redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. First purchase and terms apply, but it's the best place to find last-minute seats at the lowest price guaranteed. So let's talk about the Falcons wide receiver room. Now that Rondale Moore has been placed on season-ending IR, you've got Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod as your top three guys. Kadero Hodge is more of a special teamer than a true wide receiver in my eyes. I thought Casey Washington, the rookie from Illinois, looked really good in the Falcons preseason opener against the Dolphins. But you got some question marks, like can Blair make the 53? Or do you want to go with a more proven veteran guy like Jakeem Grant? I'm not sure how much Jakeem Grant has left in the tank after suffering a torn Achilles and a season-ending knee injury in back-to-back August. But hopefully he can prove, not me wrong. I'm not trying to doubt the guy, but I'm just unsure for someone over the age of 30 coming off back-to-back brutal season-ending injuries for a player that's game is completely focused and centered around his speed, what he still has left physically. But the last time we saw Jakeem Grant play, he's not, a go-to wide receiver for a consistent basis, like 2021, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Best year right there would be 2020, 373 yards and 1 touchdown. So it just gives you a rough idea as to what Jakeem Grant's skill set and strengths are, which is special teams. When you look at his kick return stats in his career, 2,600 plus kick returns, 2 touchdowns, an average of 24.5, and that was under the old rules. The new rules are definitely benefiting return men. So I think Jakeem Grant's impact for this Falcons team will be on special teams. I'm not going to look at this as much of a wide receiver signing like other people might. Sure, he might chime in a little bit, but I think this is more of a special team signing than a wide receiver signing. So excited to see what Jakeem Grant can do as he comes back from his injury. He's definitely a huge spark on special teams, and with Rondale Moore gone, I'm sure they were trying to add another speedster to try and match that speed with what they want to do offensively, just in case another injury pops up to a wide receiver higher up on the depth chart. But the short and sweet takeaway from this one is special teams. So grade the signing for me, A, B, C, D, or F. I'll give it a B+. There's not a huge contract going Jakeem Grant's way, so you don't have to worry about some massive overpay for a guy coming off back-to-back injuries. If he was signed, I think it's because he likely passed a physical and proved that he has rebounded from his knee injury last August, and he still has that great track speed with him. But if not, okay, you cut him, and you probably don't have much guaranteed money tied to the contract, and there'll be very little dead cap hit whatsoever, if any. All right, that will do it for us on today's show. I always appreciate those of you that hang out with us and watch our content. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to do more watch parties, including this upcoming Saturday or a week from today against the Ravens. So don't miss a thing when you're subscribed, and turn on those notifications so when signings like this happen, you're the first one to know.